If you receive Social Security, or if someone you love depends on it, I need you to stop what you're doing right now and watch this. This Wednesday, the Social Security Administration is sending out a special round of payments. And here's what worries me. Millions of people who are supposed to receive that money may not get it. Not because they did anything wrong, not because they missed a deadline, but because of a quiet change in the system that most people don't even know happened. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, you might be thinking, I've been getting my Social Security check for years. Everything is fine. And honestly, I hope you're right. I truly do. But here's the thing. The issue we're talking about today doesn't affect everyone. It affects a specific group of beneficiaries, and if you fall into that group, you may not even realize it until the money doesn't show up. And by the time you figure out what happened, you could be waiting weeks or even longer. So whether you're on Social Security retirement, SSDI, or SSI, this applies to you. And even if you end up being completely fine, it takes less than 5 minutes to check. So please, stay with me here. Here's what I want you to know before we go any further. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here because this affects real people, people just like you, and I want to make sure you have the information you need before Wednesday arrives. We're going to break this down in plain English. No confusing government language, no fine print, just the facts in a way that's easy to understand. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, what to do, and who to call if something doesn't look right. So let's start from the beginning. What is this payment on Wednesday? Here's what's happening. The Social Security Administration follows a very specific payment schedule. Your payment date depends on your birthday, the day of the month you were born. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th, you're typically paid on the 2nd Wednesday of the month, the 11th through the 20th, 3rd Wednesday, and the 21st through the 31st, 4th Wednesday. This Wednesday lines up as one of those scheduled payment dates. For a large portion of Social Security recipients, this is their regular payment day. What makes it significant right now is that it's landing during a time when the Social Security system is going through some of the biggest internal changes in decades. Let me say that a different way, because I want to make sure this lands clearly. Think of Social Security like a train that runs on a very fixed schedule. Every month, the train leaves the station on specific days. Wednesday's payment is one of those scheduled departures. Most of the time, the train runs perfectly, but right now, some people are finding that when they show up to the platform, their train isn't coming. Why? Because their information in the system has been flagged, delayed, or in some cases, their account has been affected by recent database updates at the Social Security Administration. And a lot of folks don't find out until they check their bank account and the money isn't there. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated, and I have to tell you this part because it's important. Over the past several months, the Social Security Administration has been making changes to how they verify identities and update payment records. Some of these changes are tied to new federal requirements. Some of them are related to updating older account information that hasn't been touched in years. The problem? Not everyone was notified. Some beneficiaries received a letter. Some received nothing at all. And if your account is flagged for review, even for a small routine reason, your payment can be held up while the review is completed. And I have to be honest with you, the SSA's phone lines have been overwhelmed. Wait times have stretched for hours. Some people have reported not being able to get through at all. That's the reality right now, and I don't want you to be caught off guard by it. Let me give you some specifics because the details matter here. The accounts most likely to be affected right now fall into a few categories. People who recently changed their banking information or switched from a paper check to direct deposit. People who moved in the last 2 years and may not have updated their address with the SSA. People who are receiving benefits on behalf of a spouse or a dependent because those combined accounts are being reviewed more closely right now. And anyone whose Social Security number was flagged in recent data review sweeps. That last one surprises a lot of people. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with your account, it just means it's in a queue for verification. Let me tell you about a situation I've heard from several viewers. Dorothy is 74 years old. She's been on Social Security for 9 years, never missed a payment, never had a single problem. Then, last month, she moved from Ohio to be closer to her daughter in Florida. She meant to update her address, she just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Wednesday morning comes, she checks her account, nothing. She calls the SSA. She's on hold for 2 hours and 40 minutes before she finally speaks to someone. Turns out her account had been flagged because the address on file didn't match the bank account zip code. A simple mismatch, but fixing it took 3 weeks. Dorothy isn't careless. Dorothy didn't do anything wrong. This is just the reality of how the system works right now. And that's exactly why I want you to be prepared before Wednesday, not after.
Now, I want to be balanced here. I don't want to make this sound like a crisis, because for most people watching this, your payment is going to arrive just fine. The majority of Social Security recipients will see their money in their account on Wednesday without any issues whatsoever. But most people doesn't mean everyone. And if you happen to be one of the people whose payment gets delayed, especially if you're depending on that money for rent, for medication, for groceries, a 3-week delay isn't a small inconvenience. It's a serious problem. So the goal today isn't to panic, the goal is to be informed, to check a few simple things and to know what to do if something goes wrong. That's it. I have to tell you what the worst case looks like. Not to frighten you, but because you deserve to know. In the most difficult situations, a delayed payment can take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks to resolve if your account requires manual review. During that time, you won't receive the withheld payment early. It will arrive on your next scheduled payment date, or later, depending on where your case sits in the queue. And if you're on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, there's an added layer of complexity because SSI payments work on a slightly different system than regular retirement or SSDI benefits. A delay there can take longer to sort out, and the rules about emergency advances are stricter than many people realize. Okay, now for some genuinely good news. And there is good news here, I promise. The SSA has been aware of these issues and has added staff to help process delayed cases more quickly. If you do have a problem, the resolution time has been getting faster over the past few weeks, not slower. Second, if you have a My Social Security online account, and I'll talk about that in a moment, you can check your payment status in real time, right from your phone or computer. You don't have to wait on hold. You can see exactly where things stand. And third, and this is really important, your benefits are not being cut. They are not being eliminated. Any delay you experience is a processing issue, not a policy change. Your money is still yours, it's just a matter of when it arrives. Let me walk you through how the payment process actually works, because understanding it helps a lot. When the SSA releases your payment on Wednesday, it doesn't go directly into your bank account in that same instant. It goes to a federal payment processing system first. From there, it moves to the ACH network. That stands for Automated Clearinghouse, which is the banking network that handles electronic transfers. Most banks process those transfers overnight, which is why you typically see the deposit first thing Wednesday morning. If there's a flag on your account, the payment gets pulled out of that process before it ever reaches the ACH network. It goes into a review queue instead. That queue is processed by SSA staff, and depending on the volume, it can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks. The key thing to understand is this: if your money doesn't arrive by Thursday morning, that's when you should start making calls. Not Wednesday afternoon. Give it until Thursday. Banks sometimes have processing delays, and a 1-day lag is not unusual. But if it's not there by Thursday, that's the signal to act. I want to take a moment to clear something up because I've been hearing a lot of worry about this lately. Social Security is not going away. It is not being shut down. The payments are not being permanently stopped. I know there's a lot of noise online, a lot of alarming headlines, a lot of social media posts saying benefits are ending or being cut for good. I have to tell you plainly, that is not what's happening. What is happening is an administrative transition, a behind-the-scenes update to how the agency manages records and processes payments. These transitions are disruptive in the short term. They do cause delays and errors for some people, but they are temporary, and they do not change the fact that you are entitled to your benefits. Please don't let fear push you into making hasty decisions, like changing your banking information in a panic, or signing up for benefit protection services that may charge you for things you can do for free. Here's what I want you to actually do before Wednesday, and it won't take long. Log in to your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. If you don't have one, you can create one for free in about 10 minutes. Once you're in, look at your payment history and make sure everything looks right. You can also see if there are any alerts or notices on your account. Then, make sure your address and banking information are current. Even if you think everything is fine, take 60 seconds to confirm the address on file matches where you actually live and that your bank account number is correct. Keep a few important documents accessible: your Social Security card, a recent bank statement, and a photo ID. If you do need to call and resolve an issue quickly, having those in front of you speeds everything up. And if your payment doesn't arrive by Thursday morning, call the SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213. The best time to call is right when they open, which is 8 a.m. in your local time zone. Avoid late morning and early afternoon because those are the peak hours and the wait times are much longer. And finally, don't panic. You now know more than most people watching this. You know what to look for, when to worry, and exactly what to do. That puts you ahead of the curve. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a delayed or missing Social Security payment? What happened, and how did you get it resolved? Leave a comment below. Your experience might help someone else who's going through the same thing right now. This community looks out for each other, and I think that matters. If this video helped you, or if you think it might help someone you love, please share it. A lot of seniors don't have someone in their corner explaining these things clearly, and something as simple as sharing this video could make a real difference for a neighbor, a friend, a family member. We put out videos like this every week. No fluff, no panic, just real information for real people. Hit subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the next one. Take care of yourself, check your account before Wednesday, and I'll see you in the next video.